We begin tonight with a live look right now at the actual air quality alert that's happening here in the Miami Valley. You can see we are currently at a 54 right now. However, strong storms are the big concern as we come on the air tonight. Now, here's a look at the radar. You can see actually there was a line of storms. There we go with some of the lightning here on the radar over Indianapolis. And of course, these storms could be moving into our area tonight, and we can even expect some tomorrow. But Sunday is the big day where we can expect those damaging wind gusts, large hail, and intense downpours, which could lead to some flooding in the area.
So let's talk to the best expert we know, and that is Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters. So what do we got that you think in store for the weekend here?
Well, several rounds of rain. So this is kind of a little bit of the start of it, and we're going to continue to see active weather through this weekend. So you'll want to stay weather aware. So here's a look at what's going on radar right now. Storms moving through Indianapolis. They are below severe limits right now, but you can see they have a lot of lightning with them traveling southeastward. So they have the potential to skim some of our western, southwestern counties. Got a shower over Richmond right now. Now, this is just a little activity. Heading into the rest of the evening, we're going to continue to see this activity ramp up with showers, thunderstorms becoming more widespread, as well as that severe threat for our region. So damaging wind gusts going to be a concern. We could see some large hail. There is a low-end tornado risk through the entire weekend that we'll have to monitor. It's not a huge concern, but with any severe weather event, of course, we'll have to monitor for that. And then also very heavy rainfall is also going to be a threat. So severe threat for our Saturday, level 2 for the entire Miami Valley. That's what you see in yellow. For Sunday, also a level 2 threat for most of the area. Level 1 threat for our areas off to the north. And again, going to monitor all modes of severe weather through this upcoming weekend. But for tonight, plan on some rumbles of thunder to be around, some heavier rain. There is that low and severe potential through the overnight hours, especially by early tomorrow morning. So I'm going to time it all out for you, talk about what we can expect for the weekend coming up.
And now we want to go back to that air quality alert across the Miami Valley tonight. Finally, though, the air quality returning to better conditions. Right now, again, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are sitting at that air quality index of 54. So what does that mean? That means most of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires have moved their way out of the area. However, the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission still has an air quality alert that will run out at midnight tonight, as that fine particulate matter levels are still higher than normal.
Now, if you want the quickest way to get the latest weather updates, you can get alerts sent right to your phone by downloading the Dayton 24/7 Now app. You can scan that QR code right now on your screen. That'll take you to the App Store, where again you can download it for free. Now, we are also updating our website constantly. It's over at Dayton247now.com. You can find the weather page. Just look under the weather tab.
Well, the Supreme Court officially strikes down President Joe Biden's plan to wipe away $400 billion in student loan debt. Now, this means that Biden's long-delayed campaign promise will actually not go into effect. In a 6-3 ruling, justices say the program is an unlawful exercise of presidential power because it was not explicitly approved by Congress. This means borrowers are back on the hook for repayments that will resume later this summer.
Now, how has this ruling impacted local campuses? Well, the decision, it's caused mixed reactions, as you might expect. Some are relieved, saying they shouldn't be held financially responsible for other people's decisions. On the other side, people are frustrated.
I don't think it's a fair thing. I think it's really disappointing. They're outdated, and that's not really how life works anymore. I think a lot of things have changed, and I think that it would be kind of ignorant to not change with them.
So one professor from Cedarville University says changes have to be made for anything to move forward in regards to student loan forgiveness.
Meanwhile, President Biden moving ahead with an alternative to the student relief plan that the Supreme Court struck down. The White House will instead use the Higher Education Act. The HEA is a decades-old law allowing the Secretary of Education to waive federal student loans under limited circumstances. The president put the blame on Republicans for the court's ruling.
I didn't give any false hope. The question was whether or not I would do even more than was requested. What I did, I thought was appropriate and was able to be done and would get done. I didn't give borrowers false hope, but the Republicans snatched away the hope that they were given, and it's real hope.
Now, it could take a year or more to revamp the HEA. In the meantime, the White House is also creating a program to remove the immediate threat of default for the millions with federal student loans.
So what this means is now 45 million people who have those federal student loans are now back on the hook to repay them. The breakdown is this: about 1 in 5 Americans hold student loans. That's all according to the Education Department data. More than half of those 45 million, about 23 million, have $20,000 or less to pay. A third of all borrowers, 15 million, owe less than $10,000, and 7%, roughly 3 million, owe more than $100,000. We want to also break down the Supreme Court's second big decision today. In a 6-3 ruling, justices sided with the Christian wedding website designer in Colorado who refused to work for a same-sex couple. They say graphic artist Lori Smith has a First Amendment free speech right to refuse to endorse messages she disagrees with. Now, this limits LGBTQIA+ protections and could open the door, critics say, for businesses to refuse to serve customers based on their gender, race, or religion.
The Supreme Court also set aside a ruling to strike down Ohio's congressional districts. The High Court directed Ohio Supreme Court to reassess following Tuesday's ruling of North Carolina's redistricting case. Ohio's constitution contains a specific anti-gerrymandering amendment, which was overwhelmingly approved by voters. You can find all the details on the Supreme Court's decisions on our website at Dayton247now.com.
Live look from our roadways tonight with the ODOT cameras as the holiday weekend is upon us, and we are also reminded of the dangers of impaired driving. So Abby Forbes is live now with information from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and the Montgomery County Combined Agency OVI Task Force. And Abby, did they talk about the plan to lessen the dangers this weekend?
Yeah, they're working together to conduct these OVI sobriety checkpoints. Now, as you can see behind me, they are starting to wrap up tonight's checkpoint, but I'm told that with these checkpoints, what you can expect is an officer will wave you down, they'll check your ID, and if you're showing no signs of impairment, they'll wave you right through.
And Abby, do they tell you where these checkpoints are and why those locations were specifically chosen?
Yes, they did. So the one on Salem Avenue and on Gettysburg Avenue checkpoints were chosen because of crash statistics. Officials with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office shared that data with me.
Total for the last 3 years is 117 OVI arrests with 46 involving crashes. That's just Sheriff's Office numbers. That doesn't take into account what may be occurring nearby with the city of Dayton, with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. So those numbers are likely, higher.
And there will be 2 more OVI checkpoints tomorrow, July 1st, and those locations will be released that morning. Back to you.
Okay, Abby, thank you. The city of Dayton preparing for a major influx of people Monday. Next week's fireworks show is going to be one of the city's first major events since the Dayton Children's Parade ended in a bit of chaos. Gwyneth Falloon spoke to police about their plan to keep everyone safe. She's live now in studio. What did they tell you?
Well, Adam, they tell me that staffing is going to be very similar to previous years, saying they're going to have a, quote, significant police presence throughout the city on Monday, and that's really just to ensure the safety of everyone in attendance.
And how are community members feeling about all this?
Well, the ones that I spoke with, they really don't have any concerns, especially knowing that DPD is going to be monitoring the event. Most I spoke with are looking forward to celebrating the holiday and spending time with family and friends.
I will be spending it with my family afterwards. I'm sure we'll be barbecuing, swimming.
Do a cookout and just have some chill time, enjoy the company.
Or just probably come down here and watch, see all the little festivities going on down here.
Now, our full story can be found online on our website. That's Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
All right, Gwen, thank you. And if you're planning on setting off fireworks this weekend, Sheriff Rob Streck wants to remind you of some of the guidelines. So you can set fireworks off July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then the weekend before and after the holiday. Now, you must be 18 to set them off, and you cannot be under the influence of drugs or alcohol while doing so. You may only discharge them on your property or have permission to use someone else's, and make sure spectators, of course, are a safe distance away from the launch. And if you do want to go out and see those fireworks, we have a full list of the shows and festivities on our website. You can find this story right now on our homepage at Dayton247now.com.
A highway dedicated today to a former Greene County sheriff. What the Governor DeWine is saying about the process to make this happen.
And we're tracking more reaction tonight on the Supreme Court's decision to strike down student loan forgiveness. After the break, how former President Trump is responding.
Plus, tracking several rounds of storms this weekend. I'll have details on our Code Red weather alert coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
reaction coming in tonight after the Supreme Court's decision to reject President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. Now, Lydia Bice is at the Now Desk. And Lydia, who else is speaking out tonight?
That's right. Well, former President Donald Trump is applauding the Supreme Court's decision to throw out President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. He made the following remarks while speaking at the Moms for Liberty convention in Philadelphia today.
Today, the Supreme Court also ruled that President Biden is not allowed to wipe out hundreds of billions and perhaps trillions of dollars in student loan debt, which would have been very unfair to the millions and millions of people who paid their debt through hard work and diligence. Very unfair.
There, he also promised to, quote, rigorously enforce the High Court's decision on affirmative action and vowed to cut federal funding for schools that teach critical race theory. Now, it's a hot topic within the conservative activist group, which members say promotes parental rights in education policies. Back to you.
Code red weather alert through this weekend, tracking showers, thunderstorms, the potential for severe storms. Right now, nothing is severe for our area, but we do have some showers for our northern counties, some thunderstorms just south of Indianapolis that are continuing to weaken, but some rumbles of thunder and lightning as they travel southeastward can potentially impact our southwestern counties. But again, low severe risk over these next couple of hours or so. Heading into the morning hours, our severe risk is going to increase. We'll have some more energy make its way in from the west. So moving overnight, this is about 6 a.m. Showers, rumbles of thunder. Can't rule out a stronger storm or two with some gusty to damaging winds, so we'll watch for that. This is about 1 p.m. Some lingering showers. Signs are pointing towards a little window of some drier time. It'll be warm, muggy. Can't rule out a stray shower, but this is about 6 p.m. on Saturday. Stray shower or two with another round of storms moving in by late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. This will pose a severe risk, and we have another round on Sunday. I'll talk more about that coming up.
Natalie, thanks. An officer in the Springboro Police Department being hailed a hero tonight. He rescued a man from his home after his battery-operated wheelchair caught fire.
Tyler Madden spoke with the officer and has his story.
Officer Heath Martin of the Springboro Police Department responded last Friday morning to a call of a house fire with somebody trapped inside. Once he got inside, he was met with heavy smoke and flames.
He was able to direct me back to the bedroom where he was at. The door was shut to his bedroom. When I opened it, it was just that's when all the smoke I could see came out.
Martin had to retreat to the front lawn to catch his breath, then went back inside.
You got to go, is what was just, ringing in my head, and just went. I just ended up just dove down to the ground and just started crawling towards him. And luckily, through the smoke, I saw his toe sticking out from behind the bed.
He was able to get the man to safety. Both were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation and released. In Springboro, Tyler Madden.
The man's wife and 3 kids were out of town at the time of that fire. They are staying with family as their entire home is gutted and then repaired.
Tonight, Riverside Police taking to Facebook. They're asking for your help in identifying the vehicle you see up here where that arrow is. Police tell us it was actually involved in a shooting on Monday afternoon at a Dollar General store, which happened just before 3 o'clock on Valley Street. Police are looking for that older gray Chevy or GMC crew cab pickup truck. If you have any information, you're asked to call Riverside Police at the number on your screen. And a stretch of US 35 between 68 and 42, now named in honor of a former Greene County Sheriff. Sheriff Gene Fisher passed away unexpectedly in November of 2021 while still in office. Governor DeWine says it's been a long time coming after passing it through the Ohio House of Representatives and the Senate.
Well, this is something that the legislature does. So the members of the General Assembly, particularly those from Greene County, put this forward. It was passed by the General Assembly, and then I had the honor to actually sign that bill into law. It's one way that we can honor someone who really was a very, very special person.
A lifelong Miami Valley resident, Sheriff Fisher worked in law enforcement in Xenia since 1983, and he was reelected as sheriff 5 times.
Well, several rounds of storms on the way. One will be arriving overnight early tomorrow morning. Another one late tomorrow evening tomorrow night. So this is tomorrow night around midnight. Severe storms will be possible. Damaging wind gusts, could see some large hail, low wind tornado risk, but also some very heavy rainfall possible. we'll start to see some light rain showers through our early Sunday morning, followed by another potential for thunderstorms by our Sunday afternoon into the evening, which will also pose a severe risk, which we'll have to monitor. Those will all have the threat for damaging wind gusts, large hail, and that low end tornado risk. But I did mention that heavy rainfall. We could see some totals greater than an inch, maybe 2 inches of rainfall once this is all said and done with locally heavier amounts. So localized flooding could be a concern into the weekend. Have a way to get weather alerts through the weekend and just stay weather aware, and we'll be keeping you posted through the weekend too.
Natalie, thanks. Well, it's day one of the Taylor Swift concerts in Cincinnati. A look at the fans who didn't have a ticket but still got to have the time of their lives.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The first night of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour kicked off tonight from Paycor Stadium. If you didn't have a ticket to the show to enjoy it, thousands lined the outside of the venue just to listen. Chelsea Sick has more from Paycor after hanging out with some of those fans all night.
It has been such a fun night outside of Paycor Stadium. We remember how hard it was for some of these Taylor Swift fans to get tickets last November. I know I was one of them, but these fans made the best of it, staying out in the heat all day long just to get a listen. While tens of thousands filed into Paycor Stadium, thousands hunkered down outside, just to be a part of all of this. The music, the glitter, the community.
Like the fact that there's gonna be other people out here that you can like hang with and vibe with is gonna be a lot of fun.
Some stood outside of Paycor searching for tickets until the very last minute. Others drove hundreds of miles, waited for hours in the merch line just to set out their lawn chairs. Riley Shepard from Hilliard was one of those who embraced the opportunity.
It's like even if I don't get to be inside, I can still hear it and like experience it.
Her mom, Laura, more than willing to make the drive.
So, you have a teenage daughter who really wanted tickets really badly. We tried and tried and tried, and we just couldn't get them. And I just wanted her to be able to be down here, and I was hoping that there'd be a big crowd, so that way this would be a great experience for her.
Dozens of boats lined the Ohio River outside of the stadium. All of it an example of what these fans are willing to do for a star they've looked up to all their life.
I think all of us, we've been listening to Taylor since we were kids. I was here when she did her Fearless tour, and she got us through high school, college, and she's just been a big inspiration.
Well, after that Reds game let out, some of those fans came outside of Paycor Stadium just to get a little glimpse of this show as well. And some of the fans tell me they'll be back out here tomorrow. Reporting at Paycor Stadium, Chelsea Sick, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Chelsea, thanks. And if you're heading to one of Taylor Swift's concerts, we'd love to see your pictures and videos. You can chime them in on our website. That's at Dayton247now.com. We have a specific Taylor Swift bubble for the occasion.
The Cincinnati Reds opening up a weekend series with the San Diego Padres. We're going to show you why the fireworks got a head start on the upcoming holiday next. You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.